Ladies and germs, boys and girls, this is one of the slow weeks, but big news did happen this week. So, if you're used to the usual format of us going in chronological order, we kind of can't because, one tweet that was supposed to be an announcement during a 3-hour show on Monday night turned the whole world upside down. So, Darnell, how are you feeling today, my great co-host?
Oh, I am good. We got some stuff to talk about.
Wednesday nights are about to be very, very, very crowded. But Vince McMahon is doing the player thing and getting himself a head start on these streets. Darnell, not only is NXT going to be going to, it's always been on Wednesday nights, but now it's going to cable. But it's not going to FS1, which had Fox kind of heated. It's going to USA Network, which, according to Dave Meltzer, was a deliberate move to help wrestling fans figure out when and where they can get their Wednesday night wrestling content. Hint, hint. Vince McMahon didn't want to take a hint with wrestling fans having to go to Fox and get used to a new network because it was going to be on FS1, not actual Fox. But, Darnell, with it going to cable, it's also going to be an extra hour. It'll still be at Full Sail most of the time. It's not going to be doing the touring schedule that the other cable TV shows do. But NXT is going to be live every Wednesday with an extra hour of content. What are your first reactions, and how do you think this is going to turn out long term?
That means everybody get to see why these guys do what they do at every takeover. Because if you're not the WWE Network guy like I am, and you just catch takeover whenever, and you like, damn, how come they always put up good matches? Why does everybody always rather takeover better than the Big Four pay-per-view and stuff like that? Well, you get to see why. Starting September 18th. They build this stuff, and it gets better and better. They actually build it, and they build it to a point where you can't get enough of it.
So is that your first reaction, or is that like your long-term prognosis?
That's my long-term prognosis. My first reaction was that they get to hear Riallo on live television Ronaldo? Again. Yeah. That man knows how to call some matches.
So, just commentary and just, seeing why TakeOver is so good. That's what you're getting from it?
Yep.
Well, that's cool because my stuff is a little bit more from like the business end of things because the network, at any given time between paid and unpaid subscribers has under 3 million subscribers, which means that, at the absolute most, the best episode from Raw or SmackDown this year as far as rating goes is going to be the cap of NXT on the net. That's been working out in WWE's favor because it's basically become like, a cult classic. It's become, something that we all talk about, like only the people who are in the know what's really going on. Now what you're doing, however, is you're putting it on USA, which, to be fair, USA is heavily relying on WWE. The fact that USA, pitched things like the 24/7 title and has tried to bully their way into, Vince McMahon's ear creatively, like Fox has, it's kind of laughable because between two reality shows that have Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Miz and Maurice on them, SmackDown and Raw, and now NXT, WWE is damn near carrying the USA Network by itself. The day that WWE decides that they're done doing business with the USA Network, Jesus. But with that being said, I think that it's going to be a problem long term because main roster fans can't be pleased. Main roster fans are always mad, and the casual fans are always upset. It's either they want nostalgia or this person should have won, this person should have lost, blah, 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 blah. What you are now doing by putting this, against AEW is you're saying that your third global brand that is made up of all your rookies, because, Darnell, there is, for now anyway, because, there's going to be a cable show. For now, NXT is still seen as developmental. It is not seen completely as the third brand. Now, when it starts going on cable in September, they're going to have no choice but to treat NXT a tad bit differently. And I think they're doing stuff like that now with the Tyler Breezes, Fandangos, Killian Danes. I think they're starting to transition that thought of what NXT is supposed to be. But it's going to be interesting, man, because, I think AEW did the smart play by not trying to go on Mondays or Tuesdays or Fridays. Wednesday was supposed to be that day. It's the middle of the week. Pro wrestling used to be a very popular thing in the South, from Memphis all the way down to Florida. Bible Belt goes to church on Wednesdays. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, WWE would never try to seriously put something up on Wednesday. Well, I'd be damned. So, I mean, maybe the freshness of the product, because a lot of people haven't seen NXT yet, and a lot of people are really only checking for NXT at TakeOver, if they check for it at all. But adding that extra hour of content, it makes me wonder if Vince McMahon has really learned anything from the past 3 years of ratings. Darnell.
Another. They're not only 1 hour when they do it. They'll be 2 hours now.
But,
the thing is, it seems like AEW was countering what WWE was doing with SmackDown Live. And then it's like they just recounted it with NXT. Because AEW, they knew what was going to happen in SmackDown when October gets here. So I think they were moving with that. Now you finna throw NXT almost a month ahead on Wednesday night now. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, that's basically been the whole premise so far, Darnell. I mean, they moved it to cable because of AEW, and that's why they're going a month. I said that in the open.
See, I don't even think they even had to do that.
They didn't, and it's going to be bad in the long term. The whole premise, what I was saying, is dude, it's going to be bad in the long term. It's exciting to begin with, because you're going to see basically all the people that we loved on the indies and WWE on cable. You're going to see Matt Riddle. This is probably going to be the biggest exposure Matt Riddle has gotten since he was in UFC. You're going to see Keith Lee. This is the biggest exposure he'll ever get, because, he's going to be basically on the main roster now, because once it moves to cable, there is no more developmental brand. Like Adam Cole, 3-time Ring of Honor champion. He was basically the de facto leader of the American branch of Bullet Club. You're going to see him, Roderick Strong, Pete Dunne, Velveteen Dream. Now it's there's really no reason now to, besides the money and the pay-per-view bonuses. That's a big reason. But besides the money and the pay-per-view bonuses, there's really no differentiating factor. And I think that's going to be a problem, because you're putting developmental, you're putting your minor league, you're putting your AAA team against somebody's best and brightest. AEW is going to come out the gate swinging. And while it is a good business tactic to try to establish yourself on Wednesday nights as soon as possible, so that it seems like you've been holding Wednesday nights and AEW is coming in, it's going to be bad, because AEW is going to be going full frontal assault, and people are going to have a chance to see what NXT has to offer. And they can either go yay or they can go nay. Now, the XFL just did its rollout. Vince McMahon is going to have more stuff on his plate come the turn of the year, because, preseason, offseason, all that good stuff. Triple H is still going to have a very big say. I can understand the concern that people have, but if you've seen the differences in the Raws and the SmackDowns as of late, the showrunners, Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff, Triple H, are having a lot more say in the active direction and how things go. Again, we all know who has the final say, though, so it's really two sides of the same coin. Some could say it's a great business tactic. Some could say it might be a poor choice of strategy, because you can't move Raw to Wednesday nights. SmackDown is going to be on Friday because that's what Fox wants, but I don't know if that's a good look, putting your rookies up against industry veterans, against people who have actively decided to not go to WWE or leave WWE.
Well, since you started off with NXT in the news, let me recap NXT.
Please go ahead.
Mind? NXT opened up with the Champ and the group known as Undisputed Era. As always, they talk about what happened at the last time that you saw them, which will have to be TakeOver Toronto. We're talking about why he's the champ and the greatest one of all time in NXT. Roger Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish, they did what they normally do. They spoken to why they were not standing there as champs with Adam Cole. They were screwed. So next week on NXT, the tag team title will be on the line. and Undisputed Era would get another shot.
Don't read any NXT articles.
Roger Strong called out Velveteen Dream. Later on in the night, Velveteen Dream responded, as he always does, with laying on the couch being rolled up to the stage. So this is going to continue. So Roger Strong most likely will get another shot at the North American Championship down the road. So at some point, your prophecy will come true, Dallas. The Undisputed Era will all be holding gold at some point in time. But as Undisputed Era was exiting the arena, somebody was holding a nice black contract in his hand, staring right at Adam Cole. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Myers is going for the NXT Championship right out the gate. This could be very interesting. Because do we really know who Jordan Myers is, Dallas? We only seen him, 3 matches?
Well, I mean, fair.
Adam Cole just called himself not too long ago the greatest NXT champion in NXT history.
They're starting that angle awfully quick. And it's odd to see NXT between Triple H and William Regal do that so quickly. He just won. And if you're having a thing where Undisputed Era is going to still try to go after all the titles, again, please don't read the NXT articles, to have to say that you're going to fulfill the prophecy, then have somebody basically cash in a contract, that's one of those things where it's like, knowing what I know about the main roster and knowing the announcement that you made, that being the opening segment, it could leave yourself open to some cynicism.
So, you got that going on. Mia Yim had a match with Vanessa. Of course, Mia Yim won. But the champ is not done with Mia.
What?
So I think this rivalry is going to continue. So that's that. We finally had a real match between Matt Riddle and Killian Dane in the main event. Just to say, Matt Riddle was coughing up blood by the end of the match. Yeah. So yeah. And they did mention on commentary about Matt Riddle picking a fight with main roster superstars, but has to fight Killian Dane in NXT. So Damian Priest got another victory. He beat, I'm trying to remember who he beat. Can't think off the top of my head right now. Mo, the guy who won the Battle War in Saudi Arabia.
Armand, how do we pronounce his name?
Yeah, defeated him. Another breakout competitor. So I guess he's really trying to make a statement. I don't know when Regan is actually paying attention at this point in time. That's your NXT from the week.
Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? It's a long process. It's a hard, thought out process. Yeah, I know. I was there from March of this year, thinking about how I'm going to do this, doing all my research, trying to get everything right. What platforms can we use and how we going to record it and how we going to make it sound good and make it all this happen. And then I came upon Anchor. The Anchor app on my phone, the easiest choice I could ever make to do a podcast. It's free to use. You don't got to pay for nothing. You can record episodes whenever you're ready. You can edit it and then you can release it when you want to. And you don't have to worry about trying to figure out how you're going to distribute it on other platforms because Anchor has partnerships with Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Castbox, Pocket Cast, whatever you name it. Because the Playmakers Bar podcast is the podcast that I use. We're on all them platforms. We're on 9 platforms just by using the Anchor app. So pretty much all the questions that you have questions about doing a podcast, go to the Anchor app or go to the Anchor website, anchor.fm.com, and just search through it, ask questions. Because I tell you, a free app that does all this, there's nothing more you can ask for. I even got friends, they doing their podcast on the Anchor app. Faith Talk, you might have heard of it because it's very good. And it's great that it's an app like this, it's a website like this that makes it easier for people to do podcasts and do what they love best, talking about the things that they love to talk about. So give Anchor a try, see how much you like it. We'll love to hear your podcast.
Well, hey, storylines, good storylines, good content, and all that good stuff. And it's weird because when you think of storylines, I think of a lot of good work going on behind the scenes. Like Raw and SmackDown the past couple of weeks, but especially this week and a dead week, it's been really different. Like, well, hell, we might as well just keep going backwards. For a non-title feud that has absolutely nothing to do with it, and a guy from 205 Live that's kind of sort of the focal point, even though it's all about Roman Reigns and who the hell tried to kill him with a car. The end of SmackDown, the stuff going on with Kofi and Randy, Bayley shoving the shit out of Charlotte. I mean, there's just so much happening. And then you have, Shane counting Kevin Owens out very fast in a King of the Ring match. But Darnell, before we get into the whole scope, which storyline right now is really intriguing you the most on the Blue brand? Because when October hits, the brand split isn't going to be as malleable, as flexible as it is now. So for the moment,
before you even go any further, on Sunday, yes, on Sunday, they had a game on. They had a preseason game on Fox. It was Minnesota.
Oh, you saw commercials?
The commercial had Becky Lynch on it.
Yeah, I mean the opener, they're going all out. I hope you know that. Like they're going all out for the opener.
So you can already expect the Raw Women's Champion to be on there, because I'm pretty sure she ain't losing that title no times, unless she's gonna lose it to
card subject to change
at Clash of Champions.
Card subject to change.
They ain't show Brock
Card
Lesnar.
Subject to change.
So it's gonna be interesting when October 4th get here. But storylines, dude, I can tell you ain't going in order. So the ending of SmackDown. Did we look at two Eric Owens at the end of SmackDown?
Technically, Buddy Murphy wasn't lying. He said it was Rowan. He said that it looked like Rowan was there. And to think that, Roman and Bryan just, they're just beating the ever-loving shit out of poor Buddy. But Buddy
Murphy, damn Bryan,
but Buddy had plausible deniability because when the cape was taken off of the Rowan double, I was confused. Daniel Bryan was confused. Rowan was extremely confused. And Roman, he was back at square one. We think, because they went to the credits right after. But man, dude, like, this is interesting to me because I was wondering how long it was going to be before.
I think I have an idea who did it now. I think I have an idea who's behind it. And quite frankly, I'm going to say you've been saying the answer the whole time to me.
I mean, Rikishi?
Nope. It's supposed to be surrounded around Roman Reigns, but who is it really surrounding?
I mean, Buddy Murphy does have that hitman assassin look to him. I mean, it's going to be interesting because we have a storyline that has no belt involved, but it is ending the show. It is in the middle of the show. Damn it, it's almost starting the show. It's whatever the cliffhanger is usually the most interesting thing. So if the cliffhanger for the past 2 weeks has been trying to figure out who the hell is trying to kill Roman Reigns, just because Buddy saw a guy that looked like Rowan backstage doesn't mean that the guy that looked like Rowan tried to do Roman in. You can see somebody that looks like Rowan when you're flying 60 miles per hour. It's very easy to get people mixed up with orange beards when you're flying 60 miles per hour trying to kill somebody in the Tahoe. I mean, it's just the Buddy Murphy Roman Reigns storyline involves the former SmackDown Tag Team Champions and the most recent WWE Champion. It's really overshadowing everything else that SmackDown is doing. Because I could tell you right now, these stop and start pushes with Andrade always beating the same damn people. Kofi and Randy doing whatever Kofi and Randy are doing. Now they're
One Cloud Friday beating Apollo Crews in the King of the Ring tournament.
Thank you for that. But like, hey, it's moment of bliss with Charlotte. Charlotte on her way to getting her 10th title because I don't know how many people are betting on Bayley to retain in that match. I mean, this is intriguing. And I'm surprised, genuinely, honestly surprised that they have found a way to put Roman in the most prominent situation, and it's actually really, really good. I mean, I didn't think that Roman getting ran over like Stone Cold did back in the day was what was going to do it. But Darnell, who the hell would try to kill a guy that had cancer? Who would do something so dastardly, so evil? And why is it taking so long for us to find out? And why is there a big guy that has an orange beard and looks just like Rowan? All these questions that we need answers to. Who cares about Kofi Kingston versus Randy Orton and yet another world title rematch? Like the 25th world title rematch that was booked this year, and it's only August. We've only had 8 pay-per-views, 9. We've only had 9 pay-per-views, and we've had 25 world title matches against the same damn people. I never thought I'd say it, Darnell, but damn, I am really interested in something Roman Reigns is doing. And it's not even involving a championship.
Oh my goodness. It took me this long to start to try to piece it together, but I gotta think Brady Murphy's doing it.
We know Elias advanced. We know there were no 24/7 shenanigans because if I remember correctly, Elias's King of the Ring match went on last. So I mean, it wasn't a slow show.
What it was said on TV, the 24/7 title would not be defended or on the line as long as the King of the Ring tournament is on. And Elias is still on.
Yeah.
Only did Shane screw Kevin Owens. He pretty much screwed just about everybody else too.
Jesus Christ.
I could be wrong, but from what I heard, yeah, he pretty much screwed everybody else too.
Well, I mean, the letter that he handed to Drake Maverick was like for that night, so he could focus on his match with Kevin Owens. Because Shane McMahon has an angle with Kevin Owens. Now, it remains to be seen because Elias is a SmackDown superstar, and he's in the SmackDown bracket. So whatever happens on Raw is fair game. I'm pretty sure when he handed the letter to Drake Maverick, it was for that night. And it was to tie in Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens and blah, blah, blah. And the whole, if you touch an official, the fine's back on, they're fired and blah, all that other Shane shit. It's easy to get mixed up, though, because at this point, it's like Shane's an authority figure, but there are no authority figures. And Shane McMahon's an active wrestler, but he's an executive. And then he's a heel, but then somebody's making these matches with the baby faces official during the commercial break. And hey, it's easy to get mixed up at this point because we know who's in charge, but God damn it, who the hell is in charge? Because Shane McMahon's busy playing special ref and wrestler. When we have like a lot of other stuff going on.
Yeah, we do. In which, if I can tie in Raw and SmackDown together, since we haven't talked about Raw yet, I'm gonna go backwards as we go from SmackDown Live to Raw. SmackDown opened up. I missed the opening, but I was there to catch up. Randy Orton and the Revival. No, actually, Randy Orton was in the ring talking. Kofi and Kingston came up to confront Randy Orton. The Revival came and got beaten down by a steel chair by the WWE champion. So they had a match against Heavy Machinery, which, by the way, that's like the biggest disappointment.
Oh, hey.
Because once I heard them bills, I say, so y'all the ones that got get beat by the Revival. That is so disappointing. The Revival wanted to challenge the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team titles at Clash of Champions. It's funny that they did that. Get in the wire for a minute. Anyway, they defeat Heavy Machinery. I want to believe Kofi Kingston came out again and then took another RKO. 2 weeks in a row, the champ has been RKO.
Makes you wonder.
Now, the reason why all this happened on SmackDown is because on Raw, the Revival, the New Day, And Randy Orton was all present on Raw. Matter of fact, the championship got killed on that show too. But it was what happened afterwards. That's the problem.
Poor Woodsy.
They tried to destroy Xavier Woods' knee. And Randy Orton getting back to being the sick Randy Orton. Made Kofi watch. He just remind you the Revivals of SmackDown Tag Team.
Wait.
There's a reason why I said that, because the guys that took it from them got that tag team titles taken from them by the team of Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins.
Wait, what? Say that again?
The OC lost the tag team titles against Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins.
No, before that.
Oh, the fact that the Revivals of SmackDown is a Raw tag team.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But the team that took the titles from them lost their titles.
Oh, well, you can't be a 16-time tag team champion without losing 17 times.
So right now, the Monster of my man Braun Strowman and the Universal Champion Seth Rollins are tag team champions. So now we got Seth two belts going around.
Let's go down the tally of the great Seth Rollins. Let's see. Dean Ambrose, Jason Jordan, Roman Reigns, and now Braun Strowman. I think, yeah. So 4 different partners right now. 4 different partners. Technically, well, no, yeah. 3. Technically 3 different world titles because he was 2-belt champ. Then he was was he 1-belt champ? Seth Rollins' resume is very confusing. All I know is that he's a Grand Slam champion and he's been a tag team champion with 4 different partners. I mean, I get that this was supposed to be Roman Reigns' thing and everything, but god damn, they are stat padding Rollins through the roof. And he had a solo cover.
So there's that. Now, let me try to remember. Sasha Banks didn't really tell us why she did it.
But she beat up Natalya, so that makes me happy.
Then she beat Natalya again.
You take the glimpse.
Bacon Lynch is waiting on the money and she can get her hands on Sasha Banks.
Cut a very, very scathing promo as well, too. Saying that Sasha runs from greatness and that she made Sasha the most relevant thing in the world by just saying her name. Classic man stuff.
The Fiend showed up.
Poor Jerry. It's interesting that that's the way that they, did it. Like the Jerry Lawler thing. Because, it was supposed to do the Sasha Banks thing, and it was a nice, surprise because, Sasha Banks speaking and everything. Then the Fiend coming back after being gone for a whole week. I wonder why, though. Finn is a SmackDown superstar. But Fiend is on Raw. And Fiend's, as far as we know, doing the choking out legends thing. It makes you wonder, when are their paths going to cross again, or was that it? Because we're gonna blink, and October's gonna be here. And after that opening show, when they try to go balls to the walls to get some ratings and make Fox happy, Fox isn't gonna like sharing people once everything is official. So is this basically them trying to reset?
Who knows? By the way, Vance Joseph, great job on commentary.
Yeah, shout out to David Otunga for collecting that check. Still don't know why.
Does anybody know why? Somebody tell me, because I'm trying to figure out why I didn't see Corey Graves in 2 nights.
See, one, this makes you worry, because 2 nights is damn, did he need a vacation or did something happen? Good, maybe he just needed a break. It happens. They go year round, so.
They do. But Van Joseph, who actually does the commentary for 205 Live and I think NXT UK, got his debut on the main roster and did a swell job. And shout out to Michael Cole, because Michael Cole actually let him talk.
Man, that must mean that Michael Cole is actually high on him himself.
Michael Cole literally turned into the color commentary, and Van Joseph was the narrator. Play-by-play. Did a damn good job.
You can never have too many good play-by-play commentators in this great sport of professional wrestling. If you could do play-by-play, paint the picture, and tell the story of what's happening in the ring, you'll always have a job. Which makes me wonder, between David Otunga, Byron Saxton, and Todd Phillips, who the hell was the color?
Yeah, that was not a good.
Like, I understand that David Otunga. I understand David Otunga is a former WWE Tag Team Champion, and there's only so many people in the world that have been a WWE Tag Team Champion. So he does have that extra credibility, and he was a Tag Team Champion with John Cena. But, I mean, the thing is, though, like, damn, like, Otunga has been out of the ring for so long, and, you know, he's been acting and doing all the out-the-ring stuff. You kind of sort of, you know, forget, because the real run was actually kind of short. And he's been doing so well between being a legal analyst on news shows, being an actor, showing up to, like, promotional events, being a brand ambassador for the company. I saw David Otunga, and I did not see former WWE superstar there to lend experience to what it's like in the ring. I saw, why the hell do they have 3 play-by-play dudes?
Yeah, that was.
Byron Saxton's gonna be fighting for a job soon, because good Lord, Todd Phillips could do it by himself. I see a lot of Joey Styles and Todd Phillips as far as, you know, he's really the glue of that commentary group. Byron Saxton's kind of quiet and chill, and Corey Graves, I mean, hell, he just did 3 hours live the night before. You can't blame Corey. But, you know.
And for those who are trying to get rid of Corey,
for shame, you don't understand what you're asking for. Because color commentators are usually former professional wrestlers, and your list is quite small.
Corey Graves, the funniest one out of everybody on commentary.
I mean, brother, like, those asking for Corey to be gone, again, that's the problem that NXT is going to run into with the main roster audience. And this actually is a pretty decent transition to whatever you want to talk about, because, dude, the main roster audience, as far as WWE goes, I think there's a problem of oversaturation and satiation. I think there's too much. I think that people, you know, they have 5 hours of Corey. They might be tired of Corey just because they're tired of Corey, not because they're so exasperated with the person and the character and they can't stand to hear him on their TV screens anymore. You get 5 hours of one commentator. You get 5 hours of TV. Then you have all the network content. Then you're going to space it out where you have 3 hours on Monday. Then you're going to have 2 hours at the end of the week. Vince McMahon is doing whatever the hell he's going to do in the football world. It's just there's a lot of WWE branded content out there. Darnell, I haven't even mentioned the reality shows. Bellas, Total Divas, the Straight Up Austin, Miz and Maurice. 4 reality shows out right now. Going to have 3 wrestling shows on cable. All the network stuff. That's a lot of content. That being said, WWE has firmly established its place in the United States of America as the trendsetter, as the standard bearer, as the company that you look to figure out, if I could do one thing to the level of WWE does it, we're going to be in business for a long, long time. And besides having a billionaire to finance the whole damn thing, is AEW really, really ready? Because before, you know, Wednesday nights, it was, you know, hey. But between the pay-per-views, and, you know, pay-per-views, you have to go all out because you have All In, that's unofficial. Then you have, it was All Into, Double or Nothing, and you had Fyter Fest, and you had the other one, I think, was Fyter Fest? No, Fyter Fest was in Daytona Beach. You had the one in Jacksonville that I think, so you've had nothing but pay-per-views. You're going straight from pay-per-view into weekly TV. And I have to wonder, with the ones who are running AEW and the fact that, you know, they don't want to be WWE, but at the same time, some of their stuff is sillier and even more asinine than WWE. They're going on TNT. They're going to be on Wednesday nights. WWE is going to be a month out ahead of them. And, you know, WWE doesn't have an off season. So are they ready to go 52 weeks strong with pay-per-view buildups, with pay-per-views, turning around and doing TV the next Wednesday, and just the constant grind of, can you really keep up with Vince McMahon's company? With the news that came out, Darnell, do you have any different forecasts or predictions about how AEW is going to do a year or two from now?
I want to see the first episode. Because most people, unlike me, have found ways to get to watch AEW. I have not.
called bootleg and streaming, good sir.
Yeah, but at the same time, I do so much other stuff. So I'll wait till October. Let me get to the first episode, see what the first episode looks like.
That's fair, because I mean you're pretty much one of the people in that audience that hopefully TV converts. Because I mean it's first of all they've been having to charge the premium price point because they're working straight off of pay-per-views, and they have spent a lot of money between advertising, roster building, pure show setup, show promotion. Like, you know, ticket sales alone haven't recouped the money that they have put out as far as getting AEW off the ground is. And see, TV is going to have its own production costs. It's going to have travel. It's going to have camera. It's going to have staff. It's going to have catering. It's going to have insurance and all that other good stuff that comes along with having something like professional wrestling be your main like product that you offer. And because cable TV, while not free, is free as long as you pay your subscription. So when you're not asking somebody to pay $50 every time that they see you, it's easy to get fans that way. So that's fair. I can understand that. The first episode will tell if AEW can really, really get this done for the long term, because MLW is on beIN Sports, but they have all their shows uploaded on YouTube. They're based in the United States. Impact Wrestling, they're based in North America. They're in Canada right now, but they're on Twitch. They're on Twitch, and they have whatever channel they're on Fridays. So, you know, that's a North American competitor that's got a way to watch for free every week. And and Ring of Honor is owned by a broadcast company, and they show all their TV for free on their official website. So they're actually funneling people in to their official website to see the merch banners and advertising and all that stuff. So the American pro wrestling market, you don't survive without TV. You don't survive with chronicling what's been going on in the ring every single week. And AEW has a lot to contend with. They've been doing good with the pay-per-views, but again, oversaturation, overexposure. So with that being said, Darnell, is there any parting thoughts that you have on this dead week?
Football. Get some real football action going on. Hope y'all listeners, y'all be preparing for Florida and Miami on that very night, and then Arizona and Hawaii. Because, ladies and gentlemen, some real life football begins.
Yeah. Well, so I pretty much do it. I mean, it's a dead week. It's not really much to hype up. I mean, nobody really cares about Hawaii, Arizona. And, you know, even though Florida, Miami was a really great rivalry back in the 90s and the 80s, I mean, it's been a while. But like you said, that's the only real football to watch. So everybody who's a Miami fan, everybody who's a Florida fan, enjoy. We all know that opening up the season with a tight rivalry game is the best way to open the season. Somebody's season's going to be ruined, and somebody's season is going to be off to a hell of a start. But you just remember that no matter what happens after this game, Miami fans and Florida fans, whether your team gets blown out or whether your team does the blowing out, you got to keep that same energy all the way until when's the home series after this game, don't know?
2024.
So 2024 is going to be the first of the two. Then 2025 is going to be the second of the two. All right, so all the way until 2024 and 2025, you got to keep that same energy. Because no matter what happens, whether you took the L, and if you took the L, that means your hate has to be even stronger. If you took the L, that means you have to be abhorrent, absurd, and very disrespectful every time you see the other team's colors. And as we leave on this short episode in this dead week, when a rivalry game is coming, fuck you, Nashville. Fuck the Tennessee Titans, and fuck Vanderbilt by association. Goodbye.